Meredith Gorman here, and are you still not subscribed to Matt's channel? Well, if you're not, hit the subscribe button because he's giving out free picks each and every week. Hope you have a good rest of your day.
UFC Fight Night Abu Dhabi on ABC, guys. Early start time. Keep in mind, Eastern, I think main card's 3 p.m. So 12 p.m. start time in the East. Yeah, what's the second card it's going to be in a few months? Because they just announced Aspinall versus Gone in Abu Dhabi. So, yeah, they have their obligations over there. They obviously have a big contract with them. Personally, I don't love an afternoon card, especially in the summer, right? I like to be outside, enjoy the weather. But of course, we'll be watching. I'll break down the main card like always, provide free picks, leans, price talk, value, and more. Pretty good card. A couple interesting fights on the main card, which we'll be breaking down here shortly. Systemsportscapping.com or link.me/systemcapping. Everything system capping over there, right? We got client comments, we got records, we got videos, write-ups, everything over there on the website or in the link me tree, easier to navigate. NFL training camp is here, guys. Exciting time. Future market studying has begun. Season is around the corner. Best time to get with the system when NFL's going as well, right? Because you got, if you like volume, right? NFL, PGA, UFC. So lots of volume each week. I can't wait to expose the books in the NFL like we always do every year. Profitable UFC at 318 last week. We had a full unit bet on the fight goes the distance in the main event. That was my favorite play on the entire card. I expected to go all 5 rounds, and it did, right? Dustin's not going out getting finished, right, in his last fight in Holman. Obviously, Holloway is very difficult to finish, right? I don't expect Poirier to finish him at this point of his career. Holloway did win the fight. I had it probably 3-2. I think a little closer than some people thought. Like, I don't think Holloway dominated the fight. I think Holloway clearly won the fight 3-2. So hats off for him. He avoids 3 losses to Poirier, right? You don't want that on your record. That wouldn't have been pretty. And we actually played an insurance bet. I didn't actually have a confident bet on the side in the fight, but I did have Holloway plus 150 in an insurance bet by decision. So you played both sides, but you're able to profit on either side you play, just smaller, right, unit. So, yeah, good main event, right? Good main event there for it's a full unit. Fight goes to this. We got it around minus 150. Not terrible at that price, but, you know, I always look for those plus money winners. The one loss was the Kopylov loss. Surprised, very surprised how Costa came out. Hats off to Costa. Only thing I can really say. His kicking game came back, looked very powerful, and just kind of took out Kopylov's game. Kopylov just never got going. Wasn't able to use his kicking game. He outkicked the kicker and struck the striker. So interesting to see Costa get back. I wasn't confident on him there. So interesting. I had Kopylov in a 2-fight parlay. The other side won. Kopylov did not. Love to see the Michael Johnson cash underdog, right? I didn't bet it, but I told you guys, stay away from Zellhuber at a big price. He hasn't proven that he could beat a veteran like Michael Johnson. Zellhuber just proven that he's not that guy. Not a great fighter in this division. He had some promise. But now he's lost back-to-back and losing to a 38, 39-year-old Michael Johnson. You just can't do it. You just can't do it. So I don't see any future for Zellhuber like some may have thought. And then, hey, Kevin Holland. Told you guys, stay away from these big prices on Kevin Holland. Never bet Kevin Holland as a big favorite. You just don't know who's going to show up. And Daniel Rodriguez did enough to win the fight. Scrappy back-and-forth fight. You can't bet Kevin Holland at that price, guys. You cannot. It's not a smart investment. So hopefully you stayed away and it didn't blow up your parlay. 17-6 UFC pay-per-view run average line plus money. Let's get right into this card, guys. Shop around, like I always say, have multiple sports books. Get the best number in the market. How to do that? Have multiple sports books. Have funds in multiple accounts. Let's get right into this. Whittaker minus 150 versus the Ritter plus 120. The Ritter has shot up the rankings, guys. This is one of the fastest ones. Now, I get it, right? Older guy. He's not like a young fighter coming in to the UFC, right? He only has the 3 wins in the UFC, 3 fights, but he's 35, right? He blossomed later in his career, right? And he's coming off the big win over Bo Nickel. So why not? Why not now, right? Whittaker coming off that tough beating from Chimaev. How is he going to bounce back? There is some questions to that, right? It was a bad injury. I think it was jaw. I don't think he broke his jaw, but he definitely hurt his jaw. I don't know the exact injury, but definitely was injured there. So how will he come back? We will see. We know Whittaker will have a striking advantage here. No secret there. The Dutchman De Ridder will want to get this fight down to the ground. He's going to want to grapple here. It's a striker versus grappler matchup. Right now, Whittaker can wrestle, of course, right? Solid takedown defense at 81%. I don't believe the Ridder's just going to have a ton of success getting him down to the ground. If he does, I don't believe he can hold him there and keep him there and try to submit Whittaker. That's the Ridder's path here in my eyes. I don't see him getting it there, right? Whittaker keeps his fight standing. He wins his fight. It's fairly simple. Now, the Ridder does have the big size advantage like he does in most of his fights, right? Tall guy, long guy. You have a reach advantage as well here. And you saw it against Bo, right? Bo wasn't able to really handle it and the physicality either. There's a big time step up though for De Ridder, right? Hard for me to back De Ridder here. Small plus money, right? 120 you're getting. Even shop around 125. It's not enough for me to write off Whittaker here. I do think Whittaker bounces back here at this short price. I just can't back a guy where his only path, in my opinion, is to get this fight down to the ground. And he's not some big-time wrestler, guys. Right? He's a very good grappler if he can get it there. He can also maybe possibly win it very boring and just try to keep him up against the cage and be more physical than Whittaker. I just don't think Whittaker's going to allow it. Right, 5-round experience for Whittaker as well. Something you have to look. He'll have a cardio advantage. We have seen De Ridder kind of fade later in fights. So yeah, not enough for me to get to De Ridder. The play will be Whittaker. If De Ridder just, it would be something, right? He just ran through. He beat his notable wins: Kevin Holland, Bo Nickel, and then just comes in and beats Whittaker. That would be very surprising, guys. It would be a hats off to De Ridder. I just don't see him getting there. I don't think the matchup's great. So Whittaker will be the play here. It's 5-round fights. Tough to call how it ends. I could see Whittaker maybe getting a later like TKO style stoppage in this fight. I'll probably stay away from an outcome, at least as of right now. Co-main, Jan, minus 400 versus McGee, plus 300. Very random fight here. McGee's getting that big step up. Big fight for McGee, right? Just after one big win over Jonathan Martinez. And Jonathan Martinez, we've seen at times just kind of doesn't, when the lights are bright, doesn't step up. You know, I get the price tag here, kind of. I have a more 3-1 favorite. 4-1's a little steep. But yeah, I do believe Jan's one of the best in the world. He's coming off back-to-back wins, so he's feeling good. He wants to get back to that title shot, and I do believe a win here will get him there. McGee just hasn't beat anyone at Jan's level. Not even close, in my opinion. I don't think Jonathan Martinez is close to Jan's level. Of course, some people are tempted to back McGee. Yeah, plus 300, good value there. Right? And if it is a close fight on the judges' scorecards, let's say it goes 3 rounds, McGee has an opportunity to win the fight due to his volume. He does throw a lot. So it is possible he could outpoint Jan. But my favorite bet probably in this fight is the over 2.5 rounds. I do believe it should get there. Neither guy's really known for their knockout power. Right? I don't see McGee submitting Jan. Jan may try to mix in some wrestling as well, make an MMA fight. I think that will be his path. But just at 4-1, very difficult to bet Jan. And an outcome is tough. Maybe lean more a decision if I had to on Jan. But this could be a close type of fight, guys. And because of that, the 4-1 is not something I'm falling in love with or going to throw into a 2-fight parlay. My favorite would probably be the over 2.5 rounds. That could get into a 2-fight parlay for me this weekend. But Yeah, the price is tough. Even though for podcast purpose, I am going to be leaning Jan's way. Value with McGee at plus 300. Just he hasn't shown or proved to me he could beat a guy like Jan right now, and Jan is on that nice winning streak. If Jan was struggling, the confidence wasn't there, then maybe I would take a shot here on McGee. But it's there. It's there right now, right? So, yeah, Jan will be the play. The over 2.5 rounds favorite play though. Bryce Mitchell, minus 125 versus Saeed Nurmagomedov, plus 110. This is a tough one to call. The market line tells you that. I'm having a difficulty backing it because you just don't know which Bryce Mitchell will show up. He's traveling as well. This will be a Nurmagomedov, quote-unquote, home fight, right? He's always fighting over there. Bryce Mitchell has to travel. Now, he did go early. I did see some reports that he went early with his team. That's good, right, to adapt to the situation. But still, he's fighting on the road here. So the Nurmagomedov plus 110 money is tempting. However, a little worried if Mitchell sticks to this game plan. Mitchell sticks to a chain wrestling style game plan. He probably will win this fight, guys. Nurmagomedov's not that big time wrestler like you think when you hear the name. He's a striker, guys, right? 62% takedown defense scares me against a guy like Bryce Mitchell, where his path could be just wrestle and grapple and win the fight that way, right? So it's something also interesting. He's moved to 135. Watch the weigh-ins for this one as well. So he should be the bigger, stronger guy. Now, again, the travel does concern me a little bit. Especially on Bryce Mitchell, a wild guy, right? Just not thrilled to bet this one from a side standpoint. Again, I'm going to lean the over 2.5 rounds. I really don't see a finish here. And I'm just not in love with the plus 110. Not enough value there, but I'm going to lean that way just because of the price. For podcast purposes, doesn't mean I'm betting it. If I do bet something in this fight, it's going to be the over 2.5 rounds. Maybe even if fight goes the distance, if the value is not too different between that and the 2.5. If you have a ticket on Saeed this weekend, guys, close your eyes because you're going to have to hope that he keeps the fight standing. Could be tall task versus Bryce Mitchell. Nurmagomedov minus 700 versus Andre Barrio plus 500. The Bullet's back, guys. Loves fighting in this region. Only could fight in this region. Not able to fight over in the U.S. as of yet because of the eye issue, right? Andre's coming off a nice win, guys, over Bruno Silva last time out. But this is just a big step up here. Not a great matchup, right? Magomedov, his matchups aren't good. If the guy can wrestle, it's not a good matchup for him. Andre doesn't wrestle, so I don't think that's going to be an issue here. I expect Magomedov to win this fight. It's just the price. How do you bet it, right? You can't really bet it at this price. You can take a shot on maybe a finish, but you could also see a decision type of win. He just outpoints him throughout the fight, right? Andre's only path, in my opinion, is to make it ugly. Grind a win, right? Hold him against the cage. Maybe try to get the fight down to the ground. I'm not saying he can't wrestle at all. He just doesn't, right? 0.2 takedowns per fight in his career. He's fought a lot. So, yeah, I didn't think it's a good matchup for Mago. He should win the fight. Minus 700, you just can't bet. So you take a shot on finish or decision, whatever you believe. I believe you're flipping coins between that. So, Andre has been chinny in the past. He's been, finished 3 times. So, yeah, I could see Magomedov finding a finish in this one. Last one we'll talk about here, guys. Krylov minus 190 versus Guskov plus 170. Hard to back Krylov at this price, in my opinion, even though I'm leaning his way in this fight. Funny enough, both guys have lost to Ryan Spann 2 fights ago. We just saw Ryan Spann wins over Ryan Spann. Sorry, we just saw Ryan Spann get a win, actually, but he was on a bad losing streak prior to that. Guskov is very low volume. Does have power in his hands, so that's something. He does actually have a sneaky submission game, but I do believe Krylov is stronger, a better wrestler, and he does have power as well. I do believe if he gets a fight down on the ground, 57% takedown defense for Guskov, and Krylov averages over 2 takedowns per fight. I think that's the path here. Is he going to do that, though? Is he going to fight smart, just get this fight down to the ground, maybe find a TKO ground and pound style finish? I can see that here from Krylov. So I'm going to lean Krylov here. Very tough to call an outcome. I do believe there's a finish, though, in this fight from somebody. Hard to see this going 3 rounds. If it is, probably a bore fest of Krylov just kind of laying on him. not able to get a finish. But interesting fight here to see how Krylov bounced back from that Reyes loss, right? He stepped up, got that Reyes fight. Reyes continues to win fights. I had Reyes in that fight. I faded Krylov. I think we got plus money on Reyes, if I recall. So there was some good value there. Now we see Krylov favored again, minus 190. Hard to get to that price, guys. Hard to get to that price. He is unpredictable fighter, Krylov, but I am going to lean his way for podcast purposes. That will do it, guys. That will do it. UFC's in Abu Dhabi. Remember, early start time on ABC. Looking forward to this card. Some good fights. Kind of ruined the afternoon, but hey, it's UFC. We watch every card. Like I always say, guys, bet smart and know your limits. Enjoy this card.